Well, good evening, everyone. Today is our book review. Today is September 27th. It's 4 p.m. I just want to use this avenue to please encourage every one of us that is very important that for anything to succeed or for anything to be of benefit or for anything to work well, it needs constant and it needs faithful and it needs regular people. So I like to just use this avenue to encourage everyone. It's very important. It's very expedient for us to endeavor that every single time we have a book, we have to review a book, that we are striving towards attendance. Attendance is I'm going to start getting the book club to a place where I will require some form of attendance. And if the attendance is not what it's going to be, then I'm going to officially have to ask the person to the person to leave the book club, and they can join wherever they feel whenever they feel that it's something they need to do. So going forward, I am going to announce it that if you are not regular, if you are coming this time, not coming that time, then I'm going to have to officially remove you from the list. I'm not looking for a crowd. I'm looking for a group of like-minded individuals that want to read and develop themselves. Of course, I know that we all have our personal life, and I'm not against that. That's why we don't do this every week. We do this every other week. But we do need some level of commitment. We do need some level of consistency. We do need some level that needs to be in place. So I'm appealing to everyone. If you are not regular, if you are not regular on the conversion book club, if I've not seen you for some time and I've not heard anything, I will reach out to you to see what's going on. But I am going to have to remove some people because the whole essence of the group is not just to gather a crowd. The whole essence of the group is to gather a group of people that want to discipline themselves to read a certain amount of books and to come and to be able to review those books. So I am it's very important that we have that. If you're not coming to a book club, then I'm going to start removing some people from the list, and then we're going to put it down. I'm believing for between 5 to 7 people, but consistency is the key. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are in life. You will not go far if you're not a reader. It doesn't matter who we are. We will not go far if we don't read. We're playing. We're wasting our life. We're not achieving our true potential. So every one of us is born to be great, but all of us must we must discipline ourselves to read. All the people that we read about, all the people that are making impact in their generation, all of them have one common thing: they read. They read at least one book a week. If and and the reason why there's mediocrity, if you take a look, if you study the life of those that are average in life, they hardly read. They don't read. They don't have time to read. That's their excuse. They don't like to read. But so if you take a look at those that are rich, those that are making impact in their generation, they are reading constantly. They read at least one book a week. And if you take a look at the lives of those that are average in life, what are they doing with their life? The people that are average in life, they are they are always coming up with excuses. They are always busy. They are always they never have time to read. They are always giving one excuse or the other. So I am going to start making the book club a little bit more serious in the sense that because what we're doing here is a serious thing. So I am going to be we have some people in the group, but I'm going to be removing some names because, like I said, going forward, I will need a level of commitment, a level of consistency, a level of, because we're here to discipline ourselves. We're here to regain our lost years. We're here not to, we're here to just become everything that God wants us to be. And that's not going to be, it's not going to be a convenient thing. It's not going to be something that's going to happen easy. It's not going to be something that you are here today and then tomorrow you're not here. It's not going to be like that. So I really want to intensify the book club to be a place where you are being challenged, where you are being pushed, where you are being where it's not about your comfort. It's not about if you have time. It is up to you to decide that, okay, I need to make time for this thing, because if I don't make time for this thing, my life is going, and pretty soon our days on earth will end, and we are all going to stand before Jesus to give account for our life. How did you live your life? Did you fulfill everything, or did you always had an excuse to give? So that's what I just had in my heart to share about the book club. So please, when it's 4 o'clock, we all need to be here at 4 o'clock, and so that will also spread to other, all those that are joining. So sorry, Sister Folake, for she came in the middle of my So what's gonna happen is, like, 4 o'clock on the dot. I'm gonna start right away. So 4 o'clock, I started. That's why I started talking. It was only me at first, and then other people joined. So if you missed the earlier session of what I was saying, you can always listen to the audio. But what I was basically saying is that we need to challenge ourselves. We need to be the best version of ourselves, and it's not going to come easy. It's not going to be convenient. It's going to come through hard work. And that greatness inside of you is going to come through pressure, putting yourself under pressure. So the book club is no longer going to be a convenient book club. It's going to be a place where we are challenging ourselves. We are changing our orientation. We want to be the best that we can be. So it's going to be a little bit more challenging. It's going to be a little bit more. I'm going to be demanding some things. I'm going to demanding some consistency. I'm going to demand some things. And if you are not able to do it, I think I'm not forcing anyone. The book club is not for everyone. It is only for those that feel like, you know what, I need to regain my lost years. That's what the book club is going to be for. So it's no longer going to be that. Because a lot of the books I'm reading, I'm now discovering that, man, I need to up my game. I need to become more serious. I need to put myself under constant pressure. And and I started out by saying that the difference between the successful and the average is one thing. The successful people are readers. They read constantly. And the average they have no time to read. They know they should read, but they just don't have any time to read. The question is, before we go into the book reading of today, is which club do you want to belong to? It is your choice. Every single day you make a choice. Do I want to be average? Do I want to be an average man, or do I want to be an average woman? Or do I want to stand out in my generation? So if you want to stand out in your generation, then you need to make reading a constant thing. You need to make it a daily thing. You need to be you need to make reading a daily habit, that the day cannot end without you reading at least a few pages of whatever book it is that you are working on. So I'm not saying that to challenge us. I'm saying that to encourage us so that we no longer live an average life. God didn't, sorry, these guys are making noise. God didn't send us to earth to be average. He sent us to earth to excel. He sent us on earth to be a light to this dark world. But that's not going to come just by prayer and fasting. No, prayer and fasting is good, but you also need to add knowledge. You also need to add self-discipline. You also need to add other things. So that was just my own little before we go on. I want to hear from Sister Diola, because she looks like she was, this is her own field too. So, and then we'll now go into the book for today. I can't hear you. We can't hear you. You're, let me unmute her.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Hello, thank you. Actually, we never knew who went to unplug the internet. Maybe it's my little baby. I kept struggling and trying to figure it out. It was later that we discovered it was removed from. Can you
Yeah,
imagine? That was why I'm late. I'm so sorry
no problem.
because I actually prepared. So
No problem.
thank you. Even though I missed out of some of the things you were saying, but I think I was able to get the idea of what you are saying
Yeah.
about
Yeah. So
the
we want to challenge ourselves. I want you to even push me too.
book.
I mean, don't
Yeah.
Sister Titi, you want to say something? You two are muted.
Mute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Sorry, I want to apologize for coming late.
No
Please,
problem.
I'm sorry.
No
I'm
problem.
sorry
No problem.
I'm sincerely sorry. I apologize for
No
coming
problem.
late.
You're always earlier even than me. So of course I will, so we should understand. So it's just for even the same thing. Like I want us to see this as an accountability where we're being accountable to each other, where we're
Yes,
challenging each other.
accountability partner.
Yeah, like we're accountability partner. Why don't you read the book? This is not a place to make you to massage your ego, make you feel good. You know, we have done that all our life. Where has it gotten us? So it's time for us to really push ourselves, and see what we can accomplish, and see how we can become everything. That's one of my desires that in life and ministry is to help people to become everything that God wants them to be. And that's kind of, and I want you also to push me too. If there's certain things I'm not doing, call me out. It's not about me. Yeah, I may be the one that is maybe the coordinator, but at the same time, everyone, I want you to see that this is your own book club. It's not just my book club, it's our book club. So also challenge me, and let's challenge ourselves, and let's push ourselves, and let's be the best that we can be in Jesus' name. I'd like to welcome Sister Folake. She's I guess today is her is it orientation we call it, or what do we call, or she's just observing us for today. You are welcome, and
Thank you.
yes, welcome.
You are welcome, Sister Folake.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Falaki. I live in Toronto, and
Toronto,
yeah, in Canada.
Canada. Wow, that's my hometown.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to be showing my video soon. Yeah, so by divine connection, kind of, I connected with Sister Giola, and she introduced me to this group. Really willing to, to do more, to discover, work towards fulfilling my purpose in life.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm with you. I'm happy I'm a part of this. And yeah, I'm ready to learn everything that I can learn. I'm ready to be pushed as much as possible um, to fulfill what God wants me to do in life. So yeah, I'm pleased to be here. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. You know, now I feel so good today. You don't even know how good I feel today. I'm not the only Canadian in the group.
Oh, welcome
So I'm a
once again.
Canadian living in America. So even though I live in America, I'm still a Canadian. No? I'm just a Canadian living in America.
You, spirit is Canadian, the flesh is New York.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I hear you. Don't worry, Trump will go, his brain go set.
Oh, okay.
America. So that they will not come and take you back to.
Oh no. If he takes it back, I'll gladly go.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's get started. Today's book. The title of the book is How to Create Core Values in Your Child. How to create core values in your child. I guess I'll start. I mean, from reading this book, you understand the importance of the work of parenting. You know, it seems like a lot of times we are not intentional on how we raise our children. That we don't have any system in place. we just more or less do whatever seems right. And at the end of the day, we wonder, why is our children like this? Why is our children like that? You know, and that's been one of my fears, even as a pastor. You know, they're saying about pastors' children are, they always become so wayward. But from reading this book, I now learned that that is first of all, that would have to do with neglect of the pastor, or neglect of you not taking responsibility for raising up your child. So, and this just lets us know that we have to be intentional in creating core values, that we need to build their confidence. We need to learn how to show them love. We need to learn that we play a very important role in their growth. And then also this lets you know that the reason why the society, it is the way it is not because of, you know, they always say because of the hormonal balance or all that stuff. But it all begins in the home. It all begins in the way they were brought up. And then, so this for me is a wake-up call, because I have a young one. So I'm now learning tips. And that's what I like about this book also. It gives you tips on how to show them love. It gives you tips on how the role that the husband and the wife will play, even in their own development, not even the things that you're teaching, even in the way you are interacting with your wife, or the way the husband is interacting with the wife, is also what will help them to develop their confidence. It will help them to develop everything about them. So now that's just my first initial take about the book. So I want to hear from everyone else as it pertains to what they got from the book.
Actually, I think for me, one of the time, for this topic of today, it has been something that is so dear to me, because it's part of my growing up. When I look at some of the reason and some of the things I wish I had, or some of the things that I would want to blame my parents to be the reason or to the cause of why this is like this or that, you know, it can be very easy to be critical than to be correct. I want to see, it's because my parents were not this. It's because my daddy did not this. It's not because, you know. So I now see why I also can repeat that same mistake, that my children too will be saying, it's because our mommy did not used to take us out. That's why we don't know how to eat in the public. It's because my mommy did not used to do so. I now saw that it is an intentional thing, and it's a very important role for us to work on if we are ever going to deliver the good job that God wants us to do with regards to this subject matter. That it goes beyond just providing them with the normal, that there is more to parenting than just sleeping and waking up and the belly is shoot out and the next 9 months the baby is out. So that there is more to it, and that if you are going to remain among those that will be pointing fingers, accusing fingers to how what is wrong, we also will have a responsibility to do the job the way is specified in the right way. Yeah, so should we go on, or we should just do the short one?
Okay.
Yeah, you have done a short one. Let Sister Titi speak, and then we'll come back to you right after she speaks.
Oh, this book really caught my attention, and I want to take my time to read this book. The reason why is that all my 3 children, they are boys. So it's giving me very hard time. And they are very little, 5, 3, 1. So it's really giving me hard time to get it right with them. Despite all the effort I'm putting, so this book, I want to actually read it and read it and read it to get all the, it's not that just going through everything at the same time. I want to actually see where I'm not getting it right. And like what Sister Adeola said, that the mistakes that my parents made, I don't want to make the same correction, the same mistakes. So I want to draw a pattern that is different. But maybe because of the stress, maybe because of I am sure getting it so frustrated, to be honest, and combining everything together is actually weighing me down. So I've not really gone far on the book. I've not really gone far because I want to actually take my time to read it and to understand it and the principle to how to apply it. Like 2 days ago, me and my husband were discussing, and it was like we need to take another route in taking care of these children, in scolding them, and in the way to bring them up. When I was young, my daddy used to be, when the horn of the cars, the beep beep beep, everybody will go and hide. He's a soldier in an army, and everybody will go and hide. And that is my own. When my husband is not beating them, I'm angry. When they do something wrong and are not being scolded or not being talked to, I'm already getting pissed off. And because I'm just looking at, I can't be like this and you are like that. And I don't want to I don't want to be a permissive parent. Take all the things that the environment we are is getting me more tougher on them than the way I will be back in Africa. Because I just looked at it that I don't want to, there are some certain things that I know my eyes was open into it coming here early, and the way I saw things, I just don't know, this one, I won't take it with my kids. So it's making me to be more aggressive on them as little as they are. So this book will actually make me to love them more. Because in my house, as little as they are, they don't watch TV. As little as they are, 153. So I'd rather read to them, play with them. I do play with them. But there are sometimes certain times that, because I used to sit down with them and watch the cartoon, and I would see that all this cartoon is not godly. When they are watching it, most of things they insert in between the cartoon. Personally, for me, doesn't really seems to be right with me. So we sit down together to watch it at some point, and I took them to the hospital. The doctor told me, it's just 2 hours, and 2 hours weekend. So when they are all watching TV, and during the week, no TV, we'll do class, we'll chat, we'll sing, we'll pray. So anytime, a little time I left them, they will be like everywhere. And that want to get me. They will be stomping, and they are stomping, they are jumping, they are climbing.
Yeah, boys, that's why.
So, and that one puts more pressure on me. And I would like, what I've not done for you guys that will make you calm, just that only TV. When somebody now visited me last week, now told me that you guys, you call them for home. Is it that you want TV for them? Or you be screaming and shouting all the time. But this book let me know that not all rules applies to all children at the same time. We just need to actually find a way around it and let it seem it right. And with prayer, all things are possible.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, before Citadel speaks, you're right about this book. This book shouldn't be rushed. That's why we're going to review this book next Sunday again. So we're going to talk about, so don't feel like you have to say everything. Just say a few things. Just say a few things that you want to get. And then we're going to come back again to this book because to me, this is an important book. And I didn't finish the book because it's to me, it's a very rich book. So I was actually taking it chapter by chapter and reading it because it's very rich. And then I have a young one too, and we're expecting one soon too. So this is to me, it's a very important book. So we're going to review it again next Sunday, God willing. So, Sister Adiola, next to you. Over to you.
Let me unmute myself. Okay, I'm not muted. Okay. So thank you very much. Sister Titi. The Lord is also 3 boys. Wow, what is your
boys? Energetic, they are just boys. Energetic boys.
So see this 1 year-old that is here. She's already climbing. I'm just thinking God that if you were a boy, hey, now God know where to go. They are gene, they are too energetic. Man. But when you started your conversation regarding your parents, see, all these things you said is the same thing. I used to remember then, our dad will off the TV in the morning when he goes to work, and we will come back from school. We never knew we will on the TV when we are back. He will tell us not to on it. We never knew that. There is a way he will know if we do. We never knew that if he touch the stabilizer, it will be hot. So every time, when we hear the horn, everybody quickly off the TV. You quickly round yourself to your corner. You will just go to the TV. We just notice he will go there. We don't usually know what he normally go and check. And you say you are on the TV. Now your meeting continue. He will lash us, do all those stuff. So one day, I now go to know that it is the time also the stabilizer. Once the stabilizer is hot, it already shows that we've on the TV and we are going to. So those kind of things. And I can also relate with you with regards to the fact that the time the children spend on screen needs to be reviewed and monitored. But this time around that they are all on virtual learning. And like the school starts 8:45, they will finish like 3 thereabout. Look at, and when they finish like that, they will still continue. They will have some homework or independent, what have you. So it is challenging, really. That is the truth. But there can be a way. We should always look at how within every challenges that we have, how we can, just like what the new normal is teaching us, we must see how we can also adjust our life and pivot such a way that there is no aspect of our life that is not being catered for, regardless of what the society says. It's like you have two environments. You have the external, you have the internal. Every day when you wake up, you are going to interact with those two. So when you start your day very well, when the internal environment is set, like that's why I'm an advocate of the fact that when you wake up first in the morning, you don't go through your phone. It's a great distraction of other people's agenda. You want to take care of it. You are living your own life. So when you start your day right meditation, reading of the scriptures, pumping in enough power in your powerhouse so that you have enough energy, the right emotion, the right state of mind to pursue the day. It's going to help in setting certain things right. So when you now look at that, the external environment, that is how you react to the people around you. So when you see any child that relates or that is being parented, if you see that certain things are not going on right, one of the first pointers is the fact that the internal. And that is why I want to go back to how DSA described what education really means. When he was describing what, you see, and I was able to agree with it that, see, education, when we go to school and we go to college and they teach us all these things, by the time you graduate, you see somebody that's Pythagoras theorem. Nobody is going to ask you to define Pythagoras theorem when you go for job interview. Or somebody will tell you to define all the 3 laws of motion. You know, those things that we cram then, they are not the real thing. I wrote this in that I said, the reality of the real education is you are not yet fully educated until there is a manifestation of the divine perfection already existing inside of you. That is why education starts from home. That is why education starts from home. So when we talk about actually parenting, it is deliberate and it is intentional and it must be systemic. That it is not something we do off and on. There must be a system put in place. Just like when we go to an industry, you see a process whereby they manufactured maybe a cup, and you see how the cup, the cover, how they like, or a milk, how the can, the pack will be folded, how it goes through where it will be filled, how it will go through where it will be sealed. In that every of those facets, it is systemized. So that is how parenting to also need to. And from everything I read, where I'm able to see is that it is the actual formation and the development of the core values and healthy principles that must be seen and formed inside of a child so that he can fulfill his life potential. It's going back to our mission on earth, that everything about us, and that is why education is not only about us bagging a degree, going to college. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hey, look at this girl, she's climbing. I'm sorry. So that is why I said that then I wrote down in one of the points that I wrote that in forming a seed, it's like you are forming a seed inside of the child. And that seed, it needs to be grown till all the point where the life potential that God put inside of that child is able to grow to a point where the child will be self-reliant, will be responsible, and will be independent enough to fulfill his own mission. So when you have education and you are seeing certain things in your life that you know is not right, then you will begin to see that you have not really understood what education is. To give you an informed mind, an independent mind, and it's such a state of mind whereby you know what to do. You have an understanding of why you are doing it, and you know the results you are going to get based on the step you are taking. I'm sorry. So that is what I want to say about education and with regards to parenting. That parenting is something that God has given to us such that we can help our children beyond just providing the physical as they are growing the physical, because it is easy to notice that they are growing in the physical. But the missing link that is going to really separate the children that grows anyhow and the children that bullies, that does all kind of things, and with regards to the kind of children we want to raise, is the core value and the healthy principles. So that is the main thing that must be present in any of our parenting journey. And the third one is the physical that we talked about, that everybody does. And I love that story that DSA mentioned in the beginning of this story, that because that child happened to be the only child, so the parents over pampered the child. Maybe he's the only boy. They gave the child everything, and the child began to have a consumer mentality, a consumer mindset. So everything about the child feels you should just have a sense. Never knew what it means to work for something. So these are some of the things that it should not be. And at the beginning of the book, there's somewhere that I saw the 10 commandments of parenting. I don't know whether you saw it. Me, I didn't finish the book, so I stopped at chapter 2. But I don't want to be the only one talking. I know since you said we are going to do it again, I would love us to see that page 10 commandments of healthy parenting. And the first one says, don't expect your child to be like you. Help yourself. So that's where Sister Titi, that way of my school, that driving me crazy. I have one big belt. In fact, the little baby, I'm saying, I'm sorry, this baby will think belt is for, not know the right use of what belt is for. Because you see me using belt on, I'm sorry, that is what I need. And this is not the best, really, until we get it so where we can be able to communicate really with them, and they will understand what we are saying. And the next time, even when we beat them, they know the reason why they are beaten and why they must not repeat that. That is when we have really gotten the message in to them. And it can take a process, it can take a time. And also the fact that they are going to live one day. We should always be mindful of that. Every day, every opportunity we have today, even in 5 minutes a day, we must make it eventful and meaningful. So these are some of the things. I'm compiling some points that we are going to, I'll see how I can also develop it, so that, because I see it's something that we need, that we are working, we are work in progress with regards to this.
Yeah.
So that that can help us, that we can be able to monitor our growth and be able to track our growth and see how best we can
Yeah.
achieve results
Yeah.
on this subject. Yes.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really fiery, Sister Reverend
Thank you.
Adiola.
Hey, which grammar, which dictionary are you using, Pastor Niron? Fire us. Pastor Niron. I'm going to write it down.
Just like you said, it's very system. You have to have a system in place. A lot of things that we thought we knew, that we thought were just, it's just God's mercy that maybe made us to have confidence, or made us to for our parents to be able to show love. Because some of our parents, they don't easily show love. They don't even tell each other I love you. But it's from this book that you learn that your children need to see husband and wife sharing love with each other, because that's how they're going to be able to define love. That if we're only sharing it to the child, then the child's view of love will be egocentric, in the sense that he will only see love, or he will only be, when he goes out into the world, he'll be looking for people to show love to him, show love to me, show love to me, show love to me. Because why? When you were in your home, your parents only showed love to you, and that's all you saw. But you never ever saw your parents, you never ever see your mom show love to the father, you never see your father show love to your mother. So you never saw that. You only, the world view that you have was just, you are supposed to show love to me. And this is so correct, because for me, I grew up in this part of the world. I was born in Nigeria, but I grew up, I went to middle school here. So I saw all those. This book really comes alive because I saw all those, like, wow. So all those, it's like your home is the training ground. Your home is like the place where you are being prepared. And then when you go out to the world, you are simply going to manifest what you are either getting in the home or not getting. So if a child, for instance, if a child is for a child to have self-confidence, you have to give that child undivided attention. And then guess what happened? When he goes outside into the world, into his school or wherever, he will just have a natural confidence about himself. So a lot of times, the reason why we are not confident, maybe in our places of work, or not confident in whatever it is that we find ourselves doing, is because when we're growing, our parents never gave us that undivided attention. Just like the analogy that Sister Diola was sharing, or Sister Titi was sharing, I had the same thing. Our parents would tell us no TV, and they would unplug everything. Guess what will happen? By the time after 10 minutes they have gone, are they gone? I will be the one. I'll put the TV, I'll put the cable back at the back of the TV, and we'll be watching it for hours. And then all of a sudden, we'll leave the window open so that we'll hear when the car is coming. So when the car, Daddy's here, and then all of a sudden, my brother and sister will run upstairs. I'll have to go to back of the TV. So I think every family had that in one way or another. So that was my own story. But it just lets us know that just by you spending time with your child, you're developing his or her confidence. And I was like, whoa. So that's why it's very important for us to understand that, hey, this parenting thing, we need to spend time with our children. We need to give them undivided attention. Now, Sister Titi was a little extreme when she was not allowing them to watch anything. I don't know how she was able to manage. To me, that was like the easiest way to say. You want her to, if I want my daughter to calm down, just put on toy review for her. Ryan toy review. She will calm down a little bit, so I can. But I now understand that yes, I can do that, but at the same time, I need to also give her my own undivided attention, because it will help her in her own development. I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything.
Oh yes, for that story that is in in the beginning, chapter one, you know, you give children everything, and giving them everything, they will be like that is the way it should be going, which is not like that. Life is not like that.
Yeah.
And I was that's when I said I don't want to be a permissive parent. That when the child just asks, you must give. And you know, these children, they are so authoritative. Mommy, I need this. Like they are more, their brain is more, in fact, is beyond their age. I don't I don't know. I don't know how they do it, or how, yeah, and their dad will be looking, and we are like, where do they get all these things from?
Yeah.
And that's the way. So personally, I just don't, I want to see a better path, and which I know that this book will actually help me,
Mhm.
because I do anything about child, any training I always attend, and I just need to continue to be attending, because because their voice is giving me, is making my heartbeat to beat, like, because it's like, ah, I need the grace of God. But yet, like the way the book says that we should we should show them love, and it starts from inside. But where I'm getting it wrong is where I've not really, maybe after when I finish the book, maybe I will know where I'm actually getting it wrong. Because I will sit down and I will say that with all these things I've put in place, I don't know where I'm getting it wrong, because that's not the the results like I want.
Mhm.
That's why the fact that I show them love. In fact, my son, anytime I want to scold him, he say, "Mommy, you know you are my best friend. You know you are my best friend." And I'm like, yes, you are my best friend, but we should draw a line as a parent, so that they will not get it wrong that because you are my best friend, I can't scold you or I can't talk to you.
Mhm.
Even when I show love, yes, this thing I've told you before that I don't do this, but my son will still go back. And when you say you want to beat him, you say, "Mommy, you know you are my best friend. Mommy, can I hug you?" You'll be hugging him, hug you, why? But you have not changed. So at times it gets me thinking. So I know by the time I finish the book, maybe I'll be able to pinpoint where I'm not getting it right.
Yeah.
Because you beat them, you talk to them, you pray with them, you do this, you read with them, and you speak a lot, we talk a lot, we chat a lot. I'm building the confidence in them. But yes, when you tell them don't do this, I know about age, maybe because of the age, but when you tell them don't do this, my son will do it. And you want to stand, say, "Mommy, I'm your best friend. I love you." And you begin, so that in that aspect, I've not really got it right, and hope somebody will throw light on it for me to actually understand the way to handle them more.
For me, I don't think I've gotten to that part of the book that talks about discipline. I don't think I think that there's a part that talks about discipline, but I think we of course what but from my experience, our children, they know us very well. When they know when they're about to get into trouble, so they have mastered the art. My daughter says the exact same thing that your son says. If she knows that she's in trouble, she will say, "Daddy, I love you." you know. So, but I feel like as we go through this book, all those questions will be answered. But for me, one of the chapters that I love the most is the chapter that talks about love, showing love to your to the child, and it really it really that's what I like about this book. It's very practical. It's very practical, and it would expose a lot of the things that we. And funny enough, I mean, I don't know about you, but there's no place I've ever seen where anyone does any form of training. Okay, you're about to have a child. These are the things that you need to know. It's like a lot of us are just going by our instincts. And that's, thank God for books like this that we're not able to learn that. Oh no, we have to be intentional. Like for instance, yes, it's of 4 ways that you show love to a child. He said the first one is that you have to when you're talking to them, you have to always look into their eyes. And then the second one is that you have to physical touch. So that means you have to give them kiss, you hug them, you rub their back. Those are ways that you communicate love. And the third way is giving them attention. Giving them attention. And then the fourth one that you just spoke about is actually a form of love when you are instilling discipline. So those 4 things are important. So you disciplining him is not like you are showing that you love him, and you're explaining to him or her why you're doing what you're doing. So, and it's also also in the book, he also talks about the importance of having communication, talking to the child, explaining why you're doing what you're doing. So those are many we'll get from this book, but like I said, we're going to come back to this book next week because this book is loaded. I read 4 chapters, but I couldn't go fast because I know that no, this book is not something that you rush so that you can just finish. It's a book that will actually help us to instill core values in our child. I don't know if Sister Adela wants to say anything else.
Yeah, actually, you are right. That area of discipline, that is somewhere you see. And when you talk about one of the aspects that really helped brought me was the aspect of confidence, instilling confidence, self-esteem in a child. That aspect is because something that resonates well with me. So it's something very important that, and when you talked about looking at the child in the eye and communicate, these are some of the things that I think because of this kind of environment that we live in. Before, I don't used to know that when you communicate, I will just be looking down. So I was using the book to learn myself how to correct some things about me that I know was not gotten right at the inception of my growing up. And now I'm going to be able to translate that into raising them too. So because when you talk about self-esteem, my second daughter, when we came to the States, she was 4 then. For almost a month in the class, she couldn't talk. She would not talk. She would not do anything. She would just be looking. I was just like, how am I going to cope? But the sister was not. She was just catch card fast. She was able to adjust to the system faster than her. And until my sister, she migrated to, and they now came and they were in the same class because their age. It was that boy, his cousin Daniel, that was helpful. So in the class, it's only Daniel who talked. It was Daniel that helped. When they asked that question, they will ask Daniel, do you think Esther, it's like that was how she was able to. So I was like, this is work. It had a toll on me that almost a time, almost she's not, getting along. She will not talk. She will not. So it is very important. So I was thinking, Abi, she's beginning to take after me. All this, you will not be able to talk. You must be expressive. You should be, So that very chapter is something that I also was like, I need to just get it right. When we should raise children that are their self-esteem is strong. It's not somebody that is not assertive, that they don't know how to say no. That you say no and you are okay with it. And when it's a yes, there's nothing clouding your decision making. They're able to know when they ask questions, their view, they're able to express it. These are some of the things that form a whole being and personality in a child, not just a parent. Do you like it? I don't know. Do you want? I think so. And maybe I'll just go. that their decision making process is firm. I'm just strong on this thing. I want to make sure that that is the kind of product I'm getting out of my children, which regards to when they now come out to life, they're able to, you see some children, and I know when I was growing up, I was not raised that way. I will always be looking down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You don't have any opinion. Anything they tell you,
You just
so
go
I
with it.
want that to be the pattern. So it is work to make sure they are, even in the midst of the freedom, and I think that is what the state allows, but there just must be boundaries
Mm-hmm.
that will not make them to overdo whatever size of the divide that is another thing that I want to make mention of.
Well, for me, when I want to scroll them, I call it black and white. Go and bring black and white. So if you are not in my house, you will not know the meaning of black and white. So I have some codes, but I don't really have a problem in them talking or getting confidence. It's just the area of listening. I do this. I won't. Don't do this. And I went to a course that says that when you almost use don't, that is what they will prefer to do. When you always correct children and you always like don't, negative, that negative, our being, we are wired. You see that when there is no law, you see everything will go on smoothly.
Mm.
But as soon as they set a law, it gives barricade, and that barricade, our normal human being will want to cross to the other side and say, let's see that thing that mommy is keeping.
Yeah.
I think that's what my children are doing. So I went to the course and, they said, don't. If you are teaching children or you are training them, negative words, don't be using it. You can find another word for it, around it. But don't. For me, I'm from Nigeria. It's don't.
So you have to find another word from don't.
At times I will look forward and I don't even remember anyone. But I know I'm still working in progress. And maybe because of the staying at home too now contributes to my temper, because I know my temper is now high. Because my 5-year-old will be in class, my 3-year-old will be in class. And they will minimize their system. As 3 years old, that day I was like, they minimize, and on that cartoon that said, don't. Is it not the same system? But because I've put mandate on this one, this one is don't, this one do. So that don't, he wants to see something that is there. Don't that he wants to do. So I think we can find a way around don't do. And some children, when they transition to new environments, they actually take their time to adapt. They study, and that is the reason why we are wired differently.
Mm.
And in children too, they are like, you might call them children. They are like that, as sensitive as different people will be.
Mm-hmm.
They will like take their time to choose their friends, to choose who they will really mingle with and flow with. So it takes time for children to actually adapt. But once they adapt and study the environment, they flow with it. They actually flow with it. For me, I need Grace to be more to be good temper, to be calm down. That when I saw that video that went viral. I said, this is just exactly my son. Every day, someone will say, "Mommy, I'm your friend. Mommy, I love you. Mommy, please, I will never." He will put never. He will put, "I will never do that again." He will be doing hand that, "Mommy, see, I will never do that again." On that same thing. So gets me so frustrated.
Yeah. Well, in your own case, you have boys, so and they are very active. So God will give you grace.
Every day I ask for the grace because
Yeah.
every day I'm shouting, I'm screaming.
Yeah. No, because I can kind of relate to what you're going through because there was a period of time with us where my wife's sister, she has boys and she was staying with us. I'm like, so this is what it's like to have boys? Ah! I was like, this is what happened, thank God.
In fact, some people came to my house from California and they were like, "How do you juggle everything together?" Because they can't figure out, these are the children they will be playing from morning to night. Morning food, even as old as 5 years old, I will need to feed him. That one doesn't eat at all.
Wow.
But he's strong like, so jumping from 5 top hill, he will jump and he will not hit.
Wow.
They said, "How are you juggling everything together and still have time to do another thing?" I just say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I'm to coping because
Wow.
uh,
God will help us.
no.
And we'll get more nuggets as we're going through this book. I don't know if anyone else has something they want to say.
Maybe
That's
Sister
all.
Folake wants to say
Oh
something.
yeah, you can say something because you didn't read the
Sister
book.
Folake,
So,
say something to me.
sorry, I'm not able to really contribute because I've not read the book. I just heard about the book review and I said I would join. Yeah, so I will take time to read the book, probably sometimes this week, and probably if I join next week, I'll be able to, to say something. But I have a 10-year-old and 11 and 10, and a little baby. And one thing I've noticed is that there is no one rule to raise children. Like you, what will work for one will not work for the other one. We
Yeah.
just need the Holy
Yes.
Spirit to guide us on how to lead each one. My oldest one is very bold and strong, and my second one is a little reserved and a little shy. And I'm trying to encourage. I'm trying to tell her to be yourself, believe in yourself, and all that. And it's like I'm still trying. I'm still trying. I'm still believing God to help me, to give me wisdom as to how to encourage and build our self confidence. Whereas for the first one, it's like I'm like, don't be forward. You talk too much. Slow down. It's like they are two different people. So I've discovered that there's no one rule, one way to train our children. You just have to depend on the Holy Spirit. And the other thing is that I know is also that we can't train our children the way we were trained, we were brought up, because
Yeah.
it's a complete different environment. And you know and then the way our parents were not completely right. That's one thing I noticed. Yes, they did their best and everything, but many of us came out to lack, to have low self-esteem based on their screaming and their shouting and their, you cannot say your own opinion. You have to say yes to everything and all that. And if we decide to raise our kids like that in this part of the world, we are raising children with very low self-confidence and low
Yes.
self-esteem,
Yes.
right? So we have to find a way to balance things and raise it in the biblical way. How does God, love us? How will God deal with us? How will God train us? What does He expect from us? We have to figure out that, and raise our children in that way. If you want to raise, self-confident, godly children. The last thing I want to mention um, oh, I just forgot that point right now. Oh yeah, sorry, I just forgot that
Yeah,
point right now.
I like
Yeah,
what
so
you said that. I like what you said as it pertains to the way we were raised, is not necessarily the way we're gonna have to raise our own children. That's very important.
yeah,
That we have to really strike the balance, acquire skills, and see. And I like also what you said about self confidence, which is true. A lot of the things that our parents did, they didn't know, but it brought us to a place where we didn't have confidence in ourselves. And in one way or another, it's still affecting us, possibly even to today.
today, yeah,
So, and it's going to take like
lots of
good
faith.
self-development, constant walking, constant getting yourself to a place where you believe in yourself. So, and but God Almighty will help us, and then also that, what I like is that we also can learn from what they did wrong, and that we can now apply the truth, so that we can make them have confidence in themselves. And I like also what you said, that every child is different. Yes, every child is different. Also, there's another book that I would recommend that everyone should read. Also, is The Five Love Language. Every child communicate every child has a love language, a way that you communicate love to them. So maybe that would be another book that will add to the list that we should read, because every child has, to some child it's quality time, to some children it's words of affirmation. If you have a child, you might have a child, and every child will be different. One can be words of affirmation, and the other one can be acts of service, and the other one can be um, so if you are giving one words of affirmation and you're giving the other one words of affirmation, the other one will think you don't love me, because their own love language is not words of affirmation. Theirs could be quality time. So we have to really study our children, and pay attention to the things that they say, the things that upset them, and you can now begin to discover. Like for me, I'm trying to still figure out which one is my daughter's love language. I sometimes it seems like it's what it sometimes it seems like it's quality time, but sometimes it seems like it may be something else. But as you study them, you can now begin to discover. Yes.
All right.
On that note, I know that my children, my boys, the 3-year-old boy, it will be touching you. It will be touching you like it likes you to cuddle him. Why the 5-year-old boy would tell me, "Mommy, tell me I'm brilliant. Tell me I have excellent skills. Tell me you are my best friend." Which the 3-year-old will not even bother. If I'm telling the 3-year-old, "Oh, you are my best friend," or you are brilliant, the 5-year-old will say, "Mommy, what about me?" And so you will know that that one is word of affirmation.
Affirmation, yeah.
And where the other one, if I now told the boy that you are brilliant, you are excellent, the other child will not raise any alarm. So that's what I noticed between them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a typical example right there. Especially for us that, I mean, can you imagine? There's not such thing like that for us when we're growing up. But you
Hug him. Who is going to hug you? Hug him.
you want to
Mommy,
know the funny thing is that after I did that study, I noticed that my parents were very good at my love language, even though they didn't know. Especially my mom, even though they didn't know. So in some cases, like maybe that's their love language, so they effectively communicate that without them knowing. That's why I said that a lot of the things that a lot of the upbringing we have, is just God's mercy that brought us to to where we are today. Because if not, only God knows what we could have ended up becoming. Sister Adiola.
No, I say a lot of trial and error. They are just fast to get. Like
And
anytime I'm going to work, the second daughter, can I have a hug? You run down from the set. Can I have a hug? I'm going for the night shift. Can I have a look on the first one? He doesn't send me. Bye bye. I'm going. They have different love language, really. That one will be hugging. Me, never hug me. Nobody hugged me when I was growing up. What's the meaning? What will the hug do? I would just imagine in my mind. Okay, have your hug, and I'm off. So you are right. You need to work more and notice and be able to get your strength.
And more so as a leader, let's get to other parents too. If we have time to communicate with other family, let us introduce them to our churches where we worship or where we gather. Let us, because some parents don't know. We are opportune now to know to read it. So let's use it to bless someone. To bless someone so that they too can get. And our community, if every family change, the parent change, the children change, it will help our own children too as they grow up, because our community will now be a better place for us to live. All these things that we are doing, imbibing to our children, if the community, if we don't really carry other family or people in our community together to carry them along, systematically to introduce it to them, they might not know. They might just do the thing the way they know, and it might actually affect our children later in the future.
Yeah, I think that's I like the way we use that to close. So basically, I think that what we should also do is send this video to anyone, to those maybe new parents, or I will post it on I think I'll post it on Facebook, on YouTube, and everyone can now, you can now take the YouTube and now send it to parents to listen to. I think it was a good discussions tonight, especially pertains to raising children. And I think that even in your own church, you can approach your pastor and say you want to have a seminar on how to raise children. Also, Dr. Sunday Elijah has a series. He did 120 videos on family life. He talked about everything. He talked about how to raise a child from 3 to 5, from 11 to 11 to. I recommend that you also listen to those videos. Very detailed, a lot of insights. So we're going to continue this book. Sorry? Okay, we're going to continue this book next Sunday. Usually the reason why we are doing it back to back is because usually I try to make sure that our book review is done on the first and the third, not on the last, but because of how sometimes our months are 5, so it end up being like that. So when it does that, then I try to reset it the following month so that it follows that same pattern. So, but we're going to be reading the same book, so you can just continue from wherever you are. If you finished it, you can read it again if you want to. But we're going to go into different aspects of this book next Sunday. With that, for those that came late, please listen to the beginning of the video. Like I shared, I'm going to start making it tougher. I want to start making it more structured. I want us to be the best that we can be, and I want us to really take it seriously. And we don't know where God will lead the book club to, and we don't know what God has in store for us. I believe that we are all here for a purpose. God brought us together for a purpose, and I believe that we can fulfill that purpose together in Jesus' name. Until then, thank you all so much. Is there
Pastor Nero, the last time we had the meeting, you talk about having chapters reading. Is that the same thing you're saying now?
No, there's going to be this one is going to be the book. So this one, we're just going to be going through books, but there's going to be certain books that I believe that we need to work on. And next Sunday, I will let us know the official start dates. It's probably going to be the second or fourth Friday. So that one will be going. It won't be chapter by chapter. It'll be happy to be sub chapters that we're going to go through. So that's going to be coming on in November. So everyone should prepare. You have a time to present for maybe half an hour, and then all of us will not interject. And then so that's more like a master's class. This is just for book club.
Book club. Okay. Thank you for creating that. I've been looking forward for that.
Okay.
Because I get a lot on when it's presented like that.
Like that. Oh, okay. Okay.
And people get to prepare very well.
Very well, yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So also feel free to invite anyone. It's free. It's not free. It's free for anyone that wants to join. Some people might not like the book thing, but maybe the masterclass may be the one that they will like. So yeah, we'll do that. Sister Della, I need you to help. Della needs to help me make a flyer for all my stuff. So please tell us that she has work to do. Everyone, thank you so much.
Flyers. Is she making flyers?
She does my thumbnail, everything I do on YouTube. She's the one that does it. I just press record. She will do the outside.
That's great. That's great.
So, okay, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye, sir.
God bless you all. Yeah. Bye.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Please, my neighbor, make sure you keep in touch. Okay. God bless you, sister.
Yes, bye-bye. Pastor Nero, bye-bye, sir.
Bye. Have a good week. My regards to the family. Bye.
Yes, thank you.